Have you seen what just happened at Ewood Park? Seriously, have you seen it? Because if you haven't, you need to stop everything right now. Ollie Rathbone didn't just score a goal, he committed a crime against physics, against his own hometown club. It's the kind of moment that makes you spill your pint and question reality. We are talking about a volley so clean, so venomous, it probably should have come with a health warning for the goalkeeper. And the context? Mate, it's the stuff of cinema. His dad, a club legend, sitting in the stands, watching his son tear the script to shreds. It is absolutely ruthless. But hold on, because this isn't just about one world-class strike, this is about Wrexham, the new boys, the Hollywood club, marching into the championship and telling the established order to move over. We are talking 3 wins on the bounce, maximum points, a clean sheet away from home. Phil Parkinson's Red Dragons are not just surviving, they are hunting. We are talking playoffs. Yes, playoffs in January. It is absolutely mental. But before we get to the anatomy of that Rathbone rocket, we need to look at the bigger picture. Because what this team is doing historically is starting to look very, very serious.
Let's get the calculator out, because the numbers don't lie, and frankly, they are looking tasty. We are heading into 2026, and Wrexham are sitting just 4 points off the playoff zone. 4 points, can you believe that? The team has bagged 34 points out of a possible 72. Now, to the casual observer, that might sound average, but you have to remember where we've come from. This is our first season in the second tier in 43 years. 43 years of pain, non-league purgatory and struggle. And here we are, mixing it with the big boys. Those massive wins at the Racecourse over Christmas against Sheffield United and Preston North End, they weren't just morale boosters, they pushed us up to 11th place. 8 wins, 10 draws, 6 losses in the first 24 games. It is gritty, it is tough, but it is effective. We have Kiefer Moore leading the line with 10 goals, absolute beast of a player, and Josh Windass chipping in with 7. But the real question every fan down the pub is asking is this the best we've ever been at this level? Let's look at the history books. We've had 4 campaigns in the old second division between 1978 and 1982. Back then, it was only 2 points for a win, which messes up the maths a bit, but if you convert it all to modern money, here is the shocker. The 1979-80 season under Arfon Griffiths, that was the benchmark. That squad won 12 of their first 24 games. They were flying. They sat in 7th place at this stage with an equivalent of 39 points. So, are we better than the legends? Not quite yet mathematically. We are 5 points shy of Arfon's boys. But compare this to our debut season back in 78. We had 32 points equivalent then. So Phil Parkinson's lads are actually outperforming that first ever season in the second tier. That is massive. It shows progression. It shows we aren't just riding a wave of luck. There is a foundation here. And remember Dixie McNeil? The man is now the club president, shaking hands in the boardroom. But back on New Year's Day in 1980, he was smashing them in. He scored his 10th of a season in a 2-0 win over Preston in front of nearly 15,000 at the Racecourse. Does that sound familiar? History has a funny way of rhyming, doesn't it? We just beat Preston at home too. The parallels are spooky, but the difference now, the momentum feels different. The league is harder now, the money is bigger, the pressure is suffocating, and yet here we are, 11th place, looking up the table, not down. Is it enough to dream of the Premier League? Maybe that's getting ahead of ourselves. But when you look at how hard it is to adapt to this division, sitting mid-table with eyes on the top 6 is nothing short of a miracle. It's a testament to the recruitment, the management, and the sheer willpower of this squad. But here's the kicker. The manager thinks we are only playing at 70% of our potential. And that, my friends, should terrify the rest of the league.
This is where things get interesting. You'd think Phil Parkinson would be popping a champagne, lighting a cigar and patting himself on the back, right? Wrong. The Gaffer is never satisfied, and that is exactly why we love him. Phil has come out and said it straight. We can get even better. Think about that for a second. We've just secured historic back-to-back-to-back promotions. We've adjusted to the Championship after a shaky start. We've just battered Preston and Sheffield United. And he's saying, that's all right, but we can do more. It's that elite mentality. He's not looking at 11th place as a success. He's looking at it as a stepping stone. Parkinson admits the start was slow. We all saw it. The pace of the Championship caught us napping a few times. But he says the team has evolved into League One style and adapted as the year went on. He's talking about tactical evolution. We aren't just hoofing it, we are playing. He says, we added a couple of players here and there and we got better, he says. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But look at Callum Doyle. Parkinson singled him out. The lad has grown into the shirt, becoming a rock at the back. It's proof that the recruitment strategy isn't just about splashing Hollywood cash on big names, it's about finding the right pieces for the puzzle. He says, it is just keep building as a group. That's code for we are becoming a machine. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the January transfer window. We know Ryan and Rob have deep pockets, but Parkinson is playing his cards close to his chest. He's hinted there won't be an abundance of new faces this month. Why? Because players are coming back from injury. It's the classic manager line. It's like a new signing. But don't be fooled. Parkinson is shrewd. He knows we're 4 points off the playoffs. 4 points! You think he's going to sit there and not strengthen if the right option comes up? Not a chance. He says it doesn't mean there won't be any fresh faces. That little caveat is everything. We have a squad that was revamped in the summer. It's gelling now. The chemistry is bubbling. Do you risk upsetting that balance by bringing in 5 or 6 new egos? Probably not. But 1 or 2 quality additions? A spark in midfield? Another option up top to help Moore and Windsor? That could be the difference between finishing 10th and finishing 6th. The fact that the manager is talking about striving to improve every day tells you the standards at the training ground must be grueling. He is squeezing every drop of talent out of these players. And honestly, looking at the injury list and the physical toll of this league, we might need that depth. The Championship is a meat grinder. It's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday relentless pressure. If Parkinson thinks we can get better, it means he sees gears we haven't even shifted into yet. Imagine Wrexham hitting top gear in March or April. That is a frightening prospect for Blackburn, for Burnley, for anyone standing in our way. And speaking of Blackburn, oh my word, what we just did to them at their own patch wasn't just a win, it was a statement of intent so loud it shattered windows in Lancashire.
Right, stop what you are doing. We need to talk about Ewood Park. We need to talk about Ollie Rathbone. And we need to talk about the fact that Wrexham have just kicked open the door to 2026 with absolute dynamite. Wrexham 2, Blackburn 0. Away from home, a clean sheet, 3 wins in a row. The Red Dragons are breathing fire, and the playoffs are no longer a pipe dream. They are right there in front of us. Let's set the scene. It's New Year's Day. Heads are sore, bellies are full, and we are at Ewood Park. A tough place to go. But Wrexham, we didn't care. We started like a train with no brakes. 11 minutes in, that's all it took. We suffered a massive blow before the game. Kiefer Moore, our top scorer, the main man, out with an injury. Panic stations? Not for Phil Parkinson. He throws Sam Smith into the starting lineup. Go on, son, show us what you've got. And boy did he show us. Matty James, what a player by the way, floats a pass that was absolute perfection. It bypassed the entire Blackburn defence. Sam Smith beats the offside trap, races into the space and bang, left-footed volley. Composed as you like, beats the keeper at the near post, 1-0. But that was just the appetiser. The main course was served by a man named Ollie Rathbone. Now, you have to understand the drama here. Rathbone is a Blackburn lad, born there.
His dad, Mick Rathbone, is a legend at the club. Imagine the pressure. You're playing against your hometown. Your dad is in the stands watching. Most players would crumble. Most players would play it safe. Ollie Rathbone, he chose violence. 38th minute. Blackburn fail to clear a free kick. The ball loops up in the air. It's dropping over Rathbone's shoulder. It's an awkward angle. 99 times out of 100, a player tries to control that or skiffs it into row Z. Not Ollie. He watches it all the way down and hits a first-time volley on the turn. A dipping, swerving rocket that flew back across the goal and smashed into the net. It was outrageous. It was filthy. It was the kind of goal that makes opposition fans stand up and applaud because they can't believe what they just witnessed. He initially looked like he wasn't going to celebrate, respect for the hometown club and all that. But then he realised, wait a minute, I just scored a worldie. You can't not celebrate that. It was too good. It had to be toasted. The technique was pure class. It's the goal of the season contender, hands down. And to do it right in front of his dad, that is some serious bragging rights at the Rathbone dinner table tonight. Pass the salt, Dad. Oh, remember that volley I scored against your lot? Savage. But it wasn't just the goal. Rathbone was everywhere. He was the MVP. He ran himself into the ground, tackling, fighting, embodying that Wrexham spirit. He didn't care about the local sentiment, he cared about the 3 points. And let's be honest, Blackburn were poor. Their manager Valerian Ismail looked lost. His side couldn't handle our physicality. They couldn't handle the energy. We bullied them. Plain and simple. They offered nothing. Ryan Longman put in a great low cross that Smith almost converted for a second. Rathbone had another shot deflected wide. We were dominant. Blackburn had a little flurry around the 60-minute mark. Musa Baaji, who should have scored, let's be real, went for power instead of precision and smashed the crossbar. Lewis O'Brien had a chance but fired straight at the keeper. But apart from that, Ainsley Pears in our goal could have brought a deck chair for most of the second half. We managed the game perfectly. Even with Blackburn dominating possession late on, there was no drama, no Wrexham wobble, just professional, cold-blooded game management. This win is huge. It pushes us to within 4 points of the top 6. The confidence is flowing through the veins of this team. And look at the state of Blackburn. 1 win in 9 games. Their fans are turning on Ismail. They are looking over their shoulders at a relegation battle. Meanwhile, we are looking up. The contrast couldn't be starker. We did pick up another injury concern. Matthew Litherland went off in the second half. That's worrying, especially with Moore already out. The squad is being stretched thin. But this is where the owners come in. Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, are you watching? Because Phil Parkinson needs reinforcements. If we want to turn this playoff push into a reality, we need bodies. Parkinson said he's ready to turn his attention to the January market. More funds are requested, the report says. You bet they are. You don't get this close to the promised land and not gamble a little. We are daring to dream. A 4th promotion? It sounds insane. It sounds impossible. But look at this team. Look at Rathbone's volley. Look at the spirit. Why not us? Why not now? 2026 has started with a bang. The Red Dragons are flying. And if Ollie Rathbone keeps hitting them like that, we might just be unstoppable. What a time to be a Wrexham fan.